Good morning.
Buenos dias.
Ohio gozaimasu. Welcome back to the Digital Trade Show. We're here again. This is a 5th episode.
Yes, sir.
And you see us rocking the apparel. You know, this is I don't want to mess up the name.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it, though. Mabuhay?
Mabuhay.
We'll try that again. Mabuhay, We Rise, Michigan Black-owned athleisure wear brand. As you can see, we got some of the apparel on right now. Very comfortable, very beautiful. If you would like to advertise your business on Digital Trade Show, all you got to do is reach out to us by email. Here it is. Or DM us on our socials, and we'll get the conversation started. But we want to further get it past that to our guests, welcoming two beautiful Black women from Your Beautiful Black Women from GVSU, Model Entertainment. What else?
Y.B.B.W.
Y'all very busy on the campus. Yeah.
Y.B.B.W.
Wait, that's how you said?
Yeah.
I was hey, she said it like I said it wrong. I had to make sure I was
No,
good.
you're good.
So if y'all, without further, I want y'all to introduce yourselves, where you're from, what brought you to GV, how long you've been here.
We appreciate y'all coming on the podcast too before y'all say all that.
Oh, yeah. We
Thank
definitely
you for
appreciate
having
y'all.
us.
It's really like thank you because I was like, oh my gosh, when am I gonna reach out? I thought I was gonna do it after.
I feel honored.
Yes, I do too.
We feel honored too.
Yeah.
So I'll go first. I'm Amaris. I go by Mars. I came to GV specifically because I wanted to major in cybersecurity, and then I got here and didn't like it. So I was like, I'm gonna stay because I kind of found Y.B.B.W. and I was like, this is my place, and I like it here. And also, I kind of didn't know Aisha was gonna go here, and when I found out, I was like, okay, that's more reason to stay. So I kind of stayed for my friends and the fact that I may want to do cybersecurity later on in the future, but right now, it's not looking good. No, I'm an information systems major. So
Same type of major right here. Yeah. I had that same switch. I was cybersecurity first year, then I was like, business, let me do some more business information systems.
My name is Aisha. I go by Ash. It's my 3rd year here. I'm a film and video major. I knew going in that that's what I wanted to do. I was like a performing arts kid all throughout high school. And so I knew I didn't want to be in front of the camera, but more so behind it. And so when I found out that GV had film here and it was closer to home and cheaper than a lot of other schools had it, I was like, yeah, this is it. And then I did get to rekindle my friendship with my best friend since like 3rd grade. And so I was like, oh, yep, I'm staying for her. And then I made a lot of friends. I made a lot of connections. I got to do a lot of things that I was like not expecting that I could do. And I was able to like get my name out there and to just have connections. And so like literally ever since then, I was just like, yeah, I'm just going to keep going, keep moving forward, and then see what else I can do.
That's fire.
It's a crazy occurrence.
Yeah,
This is a crazy occurrence.
Ain't that weird that I got the same major as her? You got the same major as her?
That's very weird.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Very,
That's
very,
crazy.
very
That's
weird.
crazy. So you said you a junior. What's how you feel about being a junior? Like how does it feel to be a junior in college? I'm a junior too. A lot of people don't make it to this position. So how does it feel to be a junior right now?
I'm almost done. So I'm very happy about that. It feels, I think the pressure is getting closer to me actually having to grow up finally. Before it was mostly just like go to class, get something from the dining halls, get my homework done, see some friends, that's it. And it's like now that it's my junior year, it's getting closer to graduating. Now I'm like, okay, now let me make sure I have all of my credits in order. Let me make sure I'm getting ready for my capstone class, whatever like my senior project has to be. Eventually having to start paying rent somewhere. I'm like, because I would like ride out like the on-campus housing for as long as I can. But it's getting closer to that time where it's like I have to stop relying on my parents so much and start like making more decisions for myself that I know for the future will keep benefiting me instead of just doing like homework assignments just to get a grade, like actually applying the homework that I'm doing to keep doing something else. So it's like getting myself prepared for that during my junior year so that by the time it's my senior year, I know exactly what it is I want to do and exactly how I want to do it. It's definitely put more pressure on me to like literally get my life in order this year so that I don't have to worry about it next year.
I felt that. What about you? You a junior too, right?
yeah. For me, honestly, it's been a journey so far. Like we're barely halfway through the year, and right now it's just like I'm trying to get the knowledge, not get through it. Because I have a professor who said that, and I was like, that actually makes sense. So now that I'm like trying to get the information and not just get through a class, it's more about like applying it.
All right, back into it. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. Where are we picking up?
How did y'all get to the positions that y'all? Can y'all state y'all positions that y'all are in y'all clubs and how y'all got there?
I can go first. So, I'm president of Y.B.B.W. That's You Beautiful Black Women, and then I'm secretary for Model Entertainment. Yeah.
We gotta get.
Yeah, hold on. I got you. Right. Yeah, y'all hear it?
She over here.
Y'all hear it?
What is happening?
You don't hear it? Hold on, let me do it one more time. You don't hear it?
Our headphones messed up. I told you.
Is it plugged in? Well, it was some applause. Everybody else heard it. We're gonna get it right.
Shoot. I got to be president, honestly, strictly because, like, my freshman year, I knew watching Morgan and Jada and Renaya, I saw the three of them, and they were running Y.B.B.W. like it was like you putting bread on butter. I mean, butter on bread? Butter on bread. Butter on toast, I mean. And they were doing it so effortlessly, and they were always, like, an inspiration to me. I still look up to Morgan, Jada, and Renaya. Like, they did it, and I love them so much. Like, every now and then I'm just like, what are they doing right now? And I just don't text them because I'm like, yo. Anyways, segue. But Morgan kind of set this example of not superiority, but like kind of a knowing that she had something to show us as freshmen and as queens, that you have to kind of remove yourself sometimes from situations to be the best that you can be. And Jada also did that when she was president, and Renaya did that consistently throughout when she was secretary my freshman year and vice president my sophomore year. So the entirety of, like, my last my I think sophomore year when I was secretary, I was kind of like always watching them and trying to figure out what am I doing that I could do better. And I told Renaya this, like, last year when we were figuring out, what I wanted to do. And I was like, I'm consistently trying to reflect on myself. I'm not perfect. I'm not ever going to be perfect. And I told her, I'm going to fall on my face every now and then. And that's, like, my biggest thing. I'm going to fall on my face. It's okay to fall on your face. Like, my mom tells me that all the time. My dad tells me that all the time. Even my little sister and my grown brothers. It's okay to fall on your face. And that's what they've shown me all the time. Like, even when I get on the phone with them for, like, maybe 10 minutes and I'm just like, yo, I don't know what to do, but they've shown me and kind of given me an example of what I should do and when I should, like, take a step back and be like, yo, let me get the full picture, take some time to myself, figure out how to do what I need to do. And they consistently showed that the entire time they were there, especially Jada when she, was like, yo, we don't have something that we need. Let's figure out how we need to get what we need. And when she did that, she set the most beautiful example that I've seen in a long time of figuring out how to do something without being aggressive, because I'm a naturally aggressive person. So watching them and seeing them do what they do so effortlessly was something that I strive to be even now, like, in my presidency. Even when I hit a bump in the road, I'm like, which one should I text? Jada, Renaya, who should I text? And I consistently, like, talk to our advisor, and I'm just like, yo, what do I need to do? How do I make the best of the situation? If I run into a bump in the road later down the road, how do I make the best out of that situation? So having those examples and being able to ask them and call them up, text them, be like, hey, I think I don't know what to do, is something that I think a lot of people don't recognize and realize, that the examples that we have are the ones that you can also reach out to, because quite frankly, like, they're my mentors and they're my friends, which is sometimes, like, hard to differentiate between. But first and foremost, they are my mentors because that's what I saw them as my freshman year. But now that, like, they're my friends, I'm like, okay, separate it out and figure out how you can do it. And for my second organization, being secretary for Model Entertainment, I kind of just applied what I did my sophomore year for being secretary of Y.B.B.W. It's not as tedious as it is for Y.B.B.W, but I know that the days that I can do something for Model Entertainment, I'm going to text and be like, yo, I can do this right now, but I can't do it tomorrow. So what do you need me to do right now? And 9 times out of 10, Asia's going to be like, yo, I need this done, and that's all. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll do what I need to do, and then I'll let you know what's done, and I'll send you an email or whatever needs to be sent, and that's how you can do it. So consistently using my examples and, like, applying what I learned about the past, like, 2-ish years has just been how I've kept my head on straight and not fallen completely on my face. It's just
I like what you said about not being scared to reach out. Like when you got a question, I feel like in this generation, I don't like even for me, it's hard for me to talk to people about what I got going on and stuff. I don't really want to reach out. But it's good to talk to people. Like if you need help or you need advice on something, you should ask somebody. So I feel like that was a good point.
For me, okay, so I am the president of Model Entertainment, the event coordinator and fundraising chair for Y.B.B.W, and the vice president of Campus Activities Board. And so for Model Entertainment, it was definitely a huge like shift in what I know how to do myself and like how I was like taught to like lead people, because I never really considered myself a leader, not even a follower. I'd just be there. And if I'm told to do something, I'm gonna do it. I don't know what the word for that is, but and so I came into Model Entertainment my freshman year just as a member. I wanted to learn about it because I was like, okay, I have a nice face, so let's see if I could put it somewhere, And also, I did not have friends freshman year. I had Amaris and Angie, and that was it. So I was like, okay, this is a way to actually go do something, meet people. And so when I went, I had a good time. And then I became the event coordinator my sophomore year. And then our VP had to step down. So I just bumped up to VP halfway through the semester and then had to take on the presidency role the winter semester. And so it was like, all right, we're moving out fast and I don't know what I'm doing just yet. Because now I have to like teach people and lead people because we had a fashion show coming up in the winter semester, our Black Excellence fashion show. And I had never put together a fashion show before. And so I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing right now. At that time, I was the director of the President's Ball for Campus Activities Board. So I was just focused on putting on an entire ball. And that's when I learned I liked planning events because that was very fun to plan. And I had like so much fun because I got to meet Philly. We did 2 promo videos for it. I got to be Cinderella in that Cinderella dress in like 30-degree weather outside running. But who would have thought I would be able to do that? Not me. And so when I learned that I had the capability to do it, I was like, okay, let me see if I can apply it to this org now, because the President's Ball was in January. We had the fashion show in April. And so having to like put together the routines, because one, I've never put together a modeling routine before on my own, let alone having to put together, I think we had like 10. And so utilizing my runway coordinators to actually teach me how to do it and then having to do it, that took a while, and it was very stressful too, because I'm like, I want everybody to look good, and I don't want how they look on stage to reflect on how I taught them how to like do it. And so the pressure was definitely much higher, and I was just like, I've never done this before, so I don't know if what I'm doing is right or if it'll be received like the right way, if it actually looked good, if people will like it after they left the fashion show. And so when it happened, I was very pleased to know that people like really did enjoy it and they had a good time and they were able to like record and laugh and cheer for their friends. We had Rhythm and Blues perform, Royal Dancers perform, Ignite Dance Co perform. We had a lot of performances, and so having them be able to showcase their talents as well as representation of Black excellence through what they do on this campus, which is dancing, that also built our connections with them too, because they're like, we acknowledge you all as a Black organization on this campus who wants to just put themselves out there and have fun. Let's do it together and let's have fun together. And so having them with me also taught me how to collaborate with people, how to talk to people, how to be professional, how to be formal with what it is that we want them to do, and then how to execute it and do it. And then moving forward with that, it was like after we did the fashion show, and then it was announced that India had told me, our former president, India had told me like in the middle of the winter semester that she wanted me to be president. I was like, oh God. I just went through all of this trying to like figure out if what I was doing was correct and if I could do it. And I told me I have to be proud president. Oh, okay. So now I have to officially step up, because now bringing in new members, I have to be able to lead them just as well as she did, maybe even better, so that they'll want to come back and they'll want to be happy about what they're doing. And so once I started this semester and I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and then we brought in new members, we have about 30 members in our organization now. I felt good.
That deserves another applause.
I felt really good knowing that everything that I struggled to do and that like I cried over, it all paid off. And then the same thing with Y.B.B.W. I came in as just a member my sophomore year. And then after doing the President's Ball, and I was like, okay, the position's open to be event coordinator. And I got nominated to be the event coordinator by our vice president because she recognized what I did. She was like, yeah, this is what I want you to do. I was like, okay. And so I applied what I knew to like our, what was it, like our interviews for it? What do we call that?
Presentations.
Or what?
Presentation.
Yeah, we had to did presentations on like why we wanted to like have the position. Then the members voted on it basically. And so I did that for event coordinator and fundraising chair because I also like demonstrated what I could do for that, and then got it. And I've been doing, in my opinion, I've been doing quite well so far. I knock out everything I need to do, so that people will see me like just in there. I'm like, I mean, I did what I was supposed to do, so I'm chilling now. You know, like I knock out everything early on. And then I remember one of the questions that was asked me by our former advisor V. She asked me, she was like, so you are applying or you're presenting to be the event coordinator and the fundraising chair, and you also do this and the third. How do you expect to balance all that? And I remember I responded with, I wouldn't be up here doing this if I did not know that I was capable of handling it. And when I knew, like, even adding on everything, that I knew that I could do it and I could do it well and effectively and as thoroughly that I could and as, like, thought out as I could, I knew that I can do it.
That's
And
crazy. That was
then-
going to be my next question for you, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
Like, how do you balance everything that you got going on?
I balance it. I just, I'll be like, I need to know exactly when you need to do it because it's not going to get done, like, immediately, but give me, like, a time frame and you'll have exactly what you need. And so I balance it by just knowing like what homework I have to do, when it's due. I have office hours for CAP. So when I'm in there, I get done all of the CAP stuff. So I have like time dedicated just for one of my organizations to get everything done. And then while I'm there, take a little 5-minute break, send out an email, shoot somebody a text. Responsibilities are done. Book a room while I'm in there too. And so it's not hard to balance it. It is a lot sometimes. The schedule does get like very, very busy with like a lot of stuff that's like either mandatory or it's just like as the VP, I have to be in attendance for a lot of stuff. But I manage what I can. I attend as much as I can. I do as much as I can. And at the end of the day, I can say I did it. So that's a good thing. I may have like missed one event or showed up late to something, but I'll be like, well, y'all know what I was doing. I was at another event. I was doing something for somebody else's work. So as long as I'm like always applying myself every single day to keep doing something for myself and for others, then I know that what I'm doing, it's balanced out because it's all worked out. I was able to do it. I was able to still get enough sleep, still eat, still drink some water at least, still try to stay healthy. She knows I don't be drinking water, but still try to stay healthy. And then I'm good.
Y'all doing great. We
Doing great.
And you said in your opinion, but in our opinion, y'all do like some of the best events on campus.
Yeah, facts.
That's why
Thank
we want to
you.
collaborate with Model Entertainment, Y.B.B.W, because we're like, dang, every time we show up to cover, we're like, dang,
Yeah, it's
it's a big event.
We up here with the big dogs right now.
Yeah.
We ain't with no little pups. We
No,
with the
no.
big dogs. We in the big leagues,
We
man.
wanted to ask y'all, so like we're looking at planning events this next coming year. We're doing like some collaboration events, but things that we need to look into to start planning events for ourselves.
Things to look into. One, if there's having a date and a time, or if there's a specific location you want to do it at. Location always is like a huge factor in how much of something you want to do, how many people you're expecting to have, who's your target audience for it. Another thing is who else has probably already have done it or have done similar works to it, to see if you can get insight from them on how to plan it like as effectively as possible. Find the connections by people who are also interested and maybe want to help with it as well. You'll be surprised how many people are like actually know of something that you probably need help with or are interested in it too and would want to help you with it, or like connect their connections with yours and move forward from there. Knowing what your end goal is before you start with you would start with like what your goal of the event is, and then also have what your end goal is of what do you want people to get out of everything that you have done so far. What's your purpose of putting this event on? Is it just to say you put it on? Is it for an educational purpose? Is it a social event? Is it just like a special interest event? Knowing who your target audience is always helps with it. What do you think?
For Y.B.B.W specifically, it's just the fact that we put on an event for so long that kind of we have like a blueprint basically. But yeah, each president does it a specific way they want to. So knowing the specific like places you want to do it, like she said, is like the biggest part of it. Because if you know where you want to do it, that also shows you who's going to be in attendance. Because if you do something on the downtown campus and only downtown students know about it, that's all that's going to come. Maybe you'll have like a sprinkle of like the main campus, but most of like what I did specifically during the summer, because that's when we started planning for hair show, I was just trying to figure out who do I want to attend, like what do I want to bring to this year's hair show, and y'all are gonna see what I brought because I'm very excited. I'm beyond excited right now, but figuring out like what people also want is something that I kind of was like, yo, I'm tired of looking in this group chat and saying, yo, this person does this. Why aren't y'all going to do it? Why aren't you going to see like what is going on? So also finding out, what someone wants is something that I just think is it's a big part. Because without that, I don't think you're able to kind of get a grasp on the purpose of why you're putting on an event.
Okay. Can y'all tell the dates of y'all events that's coming up real quick?
Okay, so November 11th is hair show at 7:15 in the Grand River Room. So shout out to my org. Love y'all to death. We'll have a couple vendors. We'll have I think one or two people coming from actually like different parts of the state to be vendors. So I'm excited about that. So shoot, it's just gonna be a great event. I'm very excited.
Make sure y'all pop out, man.
We for Model Entertainment, we haven't done our own event. We've mostly been doing like our models are modeling in hair show. We just did rhythm and blues Halloween like trick or slay showcase. They got to model in that. For a lot of my members, it was their first time being on stage, let alone for just modeling. And so like teach them how to incorporate a little bit of dancing and everything, how to prepare for an event that's not our own. That I got to teach them. We might have our own like modeling workshop maybe at the end of the semester. Our big event is our fashion show that's happening next semester. So that's what we've like mostly been preparing for. Everything we've been doing this semester is basically just preparation for how we are planning to do it, with putting together a routine, memorizing a routine, knowing the counts of a song, knowing the beats, knowing everything, how to move, where to move to. It's all just like lessons and teaching our models for our big event that's happening.
Yeah, that take time. That sounds like it take time.
Yeah. And then they're also performing in Cafe Mahogany. So I'm very happy about this. So Cafe Mahogany is November 18th, put on by Black Student Union. And so I got asked by the president to be one of the performers. I said, okay.
Very dope. Very dope. Check out everything, all the dates, and we're gonna take a little break, go to ad break, and then we'll be right back with more Digital Trade Show. My Boy We Rise, Black-owned athleisure brand crafted with the spirit of resilience, out of Michigan, Michigan-owned. This is a athleisure brand that we got in contact with, that they make hats, sweats, sports bras, hoodies, a whole line of apparel. So you'll have their information right here. And if you're a business owner like My Boy, our business like My Boy We Rise, and you'd like to promote on the Digital Trade Show, get in contact with us. Here's our email, as well as our contact information. Connect with us.
All right, y'all. Y'all already know it is Jovan, a.k.a. JustHodo. I run YouTube, Instagram, and Digital Trades Club. But I can help shoot videography and photography if you need any help on campus or off campus. I freelance. I do anything you need. And I run another podcast called In the Booth with Hodo and Dayton. So make sure y'all go sub. Everything will be in the description. Y'all, we back from that short little break. You know, we always like to take breaks, shout out companies, ad breaks and stuff like that. But we finna dig right back into the podcast. One thing I wanted to ask y'all is how y'all mental health doing right now?
It's not where it should be, but at least we know it is it. Because what we like to do is make a lot of like random noises throughout the house to just release any anger we have about a situation. So like over the past like couple days, if we're sitting somewhere, I make the most random sounds and she just looks at me for a second. I know. She's like, she just stopped making any sounds, but that's just like, let me let the frustration out, because if I let it out at the person that I'm mad at, it's not gonna end well. We all gonna be crying. I'm gonna be crying because I'm acting out of character. You're gonna be crying because I probably offended you. So I have to make weird sounds throughout the day, especially when I'm going to sleep or when I wake up. unfortunately. And she hears it sometimes. I really do be sorry because I didn't think she could hear me until yesterday. I was like, oh, you can hear me
She
when I'm
told
going.
you.
I'm like, I know
Yeah.
exactly when you wake up. It's
And like,
funny.
yeah, so sometimes I'm just like, I just release the tension with like a random sound to let any anger out. And then sometimes I paint flowers and the N word over it just because I think it's kind of funny. And I got it from my mom. She just says it. And I'm just like, okay, well, I'm going to make a painting out of it. And it's actually very therapeutic, especially when I'm just like, yo, I'm kind of mad right now. Let's just go and paint. So I have my little days where I sit and paint. Or I just like randomly like throw stuff up and down on my bed just to see like how much anger I have. Because
See what the bounce is, what the bounce back is off the bed.
yeah, I kind of just like I'll throw my pencil at it and see like how far it'll go back, and I'm like, okay, so that shows me how mad I am right now. Let me see if I need to go paint or just go sit in my car and listen to some music. 'Cause I don't want to be sitting up there making all these loud random noises all the time. So I kind of just try and balance it out.
Yeah, well, you're listening to yourself, and also that's good that you know there's a certain level to it. That's good. That's good.
Right.
I mean, it's a lot better than the start of the semester. That's for sure. Once I like got like the hang of like all of my classes. At first, it was like seeing what my workload is about to be, going to class, seeing like with like my orgs as well, everything I have to do. That was kind of stressful because at first a lot of it was overlapping, and it was like, all right, I need to take a break, please and thank you. And so, but like now, it's a lot better. I got my person, so I'm always happy now because like now I have like someone and something to look forward to and to like think about and to like text all day, and who is like the most like sweet and like respectful, who also matches my energy a little too well, or like I will make a weird noise or face or like bully them, and she would just be there like, no, be for real. And I'm like, well, no, yeah, that'll do it. And so it's definitely better now that like my happiness, I guess, is a lot higher than it used to be, and school balanced out fine. My orgs, it's stressful, but we get through it every single time. We're like back to back with November always. And so, I don't know. I feel like I know what like my stress relievers are now. It's just sitting in my bed on TikTok for hours, or just I'm like, okay, this class, I already submitted my assignment. We're just gonna skip. We're just gonna sleep. Like I just need sleep. And so it's definitely so like when I told this, like it's a balance of like being all like lovey-dovey romantic and stuff, and just relaxing.
The world is a random place where everybody got their own way of getting through it.
Facts. How y'all mental health doing, bro?
I'm doing good. You know me. I stay
That
active.
nigga's gonna go.
You know me. I stay active. I'm in the gym.
Sirski.
I do a lot of active things physically, like the training. So Muay Thai. Shout out Octo Alliance Muay Thai gym here. So I go there, and when I'm not doing that, I'm at the crib chilling, cooking. Very therapeutic for me. Music. Big music lover, so I'm always listening to all different types of music and making it too. So just chilling at the crib making music. Really a homebody. When I go out, I'm usually busy, not doing anything. It's fun, but like not direct fun. Like let's go play some games or something like that. I'm a nerd at heart, so I like to do nerdy, music nerd, game nerd, this nerd, that nerd. So I'm chilling. But yeah, I've been taking care of myself.
That's good.
Yeah. You?
What she said? They like making sounds.
Yeah.
No. But it's getting better day by day. I be like I feel like I be struggling with survivor's remorse a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Feeling like
everybody,
you're the only one.
yeah, feeling like I'm alone and I'm like the only one. Even though I got like good people around, like you. Shout out Art. Like I met people up here that I'm cool with and stuff like that. But I got like my homeboys in jail and stuff like that. Some, just dying and stuff like that. So it's just I try to just stay focused and just tell myself I'm here for a reason. And my granddad called me last night. He like, man, what's going on? You ain't called me in like 2 weeks, man. What you got going on? And I didn't even realize it was 2 weeks, so I feel like I just need to get back connected with my family as much as I can,
Mm.
because I just be out here staying focused as much as I can, like every day. But I feel like it's gonna get better. I just gotta keep God in my life and stay prayed up. I'll be all right.
Person of faith, you have a lot of faith in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'll be all right. I just gotta, like I said, keep God in my life. That's it.
Mm-hmm. So on to that next point. So it's like now we all feeling we got our own ways again through life, and bringing it back to that piece of what we running now. How we going to continue? What does this next year look like for the leadership positions that y'all in? Because y'all said the semester you use model entertainment. The whole focus is that last event, those big modeling shows. What does next year look like for y'all?
I definitely want our first semester, because like it's like an annual thing where hair shows November, Cafe Mahogany is also November, and just like anybody else's events. So normally we are just like partnering with others and attending their events, performing for them. So I do want next semester, or even just next year in general, that we focus on ourselves first, and that I do things for them, because our org is not meant to be just a part of everyone else's every single time. Like, we are meant to stand alone and do something for ourselves, because that's why they joined, is to be a part of our organization, not someone else's organization as an extra for their event. So I do want to like change that and like have our first event happen first, or even give us like a model of the week, or like what's it called, modeling week. Like, not normally orgs have like their full week. I want to give us an opportunity to like fully showcase themselves and like show off what they can do. I still plan to do that. I might do that. I'm probably gonna do that, because like that'll be fun, and I want us to have as many opportunities as we can to like keep doing things and to like stay active and keep putting ourselves out there. So I think, and I'm probably gonna like stick with my same role in Y.B.B.W. I love planning events and just being able to like help like solidify them, and then being fundraising chair, just like planning out the fundraisers and just like actually executing them. That's where I'm like comfortable with, and that's where I feel like I do the best at, and so I'd rather just keep doing what I am good at, because I can easily like grow in other aspects. Not everything I want to have to like keep having to keep pushing. Like, some things I'm fine with like exactly where I'm at, and then just focus on moving forward and getting better at other things.
I think for me right now, like, I really enjoy both of the roles I have in both organizations that I'm part of. So I'm most likely gonna try and run again for president next year. And there's always gonna be like something in the back of my head that's like, what if you didn't? What if you just relaxed for once? But I don't do that. Relaxing is not part of something I like to do. I kind of just like to move around. You, anybody who knows me knows I don't like just sitting during meetings that we have. I'm consistently pacing back and forth, or I'm like sitting on a table, kicking my legs. I don't like just sitting down. So I think right now my brain is more at like, hey, what do I want to do? Because I'm still figuring it out. Like, maybe I might not want to run. I don't know. How this semester goes and the end of next semester goes is gonna tell me what I want to do for next school year. But right now, my focus is hair show. I got a little bit in my mind for Beautiful Week in Color, but I'm letting the girls plan that. So we gonna find out what we gonna find out when we find out.
Okay.
Yep.
I like that.
I say for me, it's for us really. Like everything we got going on in digital trades, that's just next year, more official education. So that's something we're starting to end of this year. So plan next year, bringing people who are way more skilled than us at other various things. So like more modeling. We know people want to get into modeling, so making some education for that, making some education for cameras, lighting,
Yeah.
sound, the whole
Really
nine.
just opening up
Yep.
our org more, or not just what we got going on, instead of, I think people just look at us at one thing, and I feel like we can do multiple things. So it's really just growing as a group and trying to bring more people in to who really care about what we got going on. So
That's a good question. What do you think we do as a club? Like asking y'all
yeah,
outside
that's a
looking
good
in.
question.
I was just about to ask what is digital trades. I think for me, like, consistently seeing that you guys are doing podcasts, because y'all know me. I'm a post y'all. Whatever y'all are doing, it's on my story as soon as I see it. I think from what I can perceive is a lot of upraising our community. Because I know, like, at the end of the day, it's hard to consistently like keep on trying to raise it up, even when people aren't doing their best to like kind of stay consistent in supporting you. But seeing you guys like, I'm always in class when y'all are at the clock when you guys are at the clock tower, and I'm always like, yo, if I get a chance, I'm gonna go, but my professor never lets me out early, which is very anti me, but we're gonna get off of that. But I think you guys are focused on making sure that people see that black people can do film too. Because like now we see Issa Rae and I think I'm gonna say his name wrong, but Jordan Peele. Is it Peele or Peely? Peele. Cool. And all these other black videographers and stuff like that. And I think that that's something I think is at the forefront of your mind, is just showing people on our campus that it's not just promotions that can give you a really good well-rounded area when it comes to your events. I think it's also that you guys just know that you can do something and you're consistently like pushing on that and being like, yo, we're at the clock tower on Wednesdays at 12. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she know the day and time. That's fine.
Yeah, because I'm like, that's my one class. I'm just like, I can't skip that class, but if I could, I would. But I think that's what I see the most. And I really appreciate it because some days I'm just like, yo, I need to see somebody doing something that I would be cool with. And I love it. Like, I'm just like, shoot, I might skip a class once or twice. But we'll see what the future holds. But that's what I
Okay.
see what you guys are doing.
We appreciate that.
I see digital trades as more so we have like photographers and videographers who like record footage and then they give us the footage of like the event. But I feel like you guys take the time to actually show what is going on. Like when you guys did the interviews for the Black Excellence Fashion Show, I loved that.
We ain't do that again in a minute. We gotta
I
do that.
love when you guys did, because then you got the audience's perception of what it is instead of just like the final of everything. Because some people might not even have like liked it or had a personal opinion, but we don't show that. We just show like the final pictures. You guys take the time to actually talk to us about what it is that we did, or talk to other orgs about how they did things. And so I feel like you guys are like the behind the scenes of actually understanding what went into events and like actually showing how we did things and then showing like the final products, which that I appreciate, because I feel like when it comes to events, like a lot of people didn't know, like the fashion show was almost canceled an hour before we opened the doors. And so because it was like sound mess ups, it was like room mess ups, it was just so much happening on that day that it was like crazy. But then you guys showing that we still put it on and it still went well, and you showing like the audience's perception of it, how they loved it, how they loved that we actually put it on in the first place. You wouldn't have thought that it was going to be canceled because the audience loved it and they were looking forward to it, because you did the interviews before it and in the middle of it. So getting everybody's like opinions on it, how they felt about it, interviewing the e-board, interviewing me about like, I was like, it's my first time putting on a fashion show, so I really hope people like enjoy it, showing how I felt in that moment, how others felt. That's always what I love that you guys do.
Yeah, we try to catch things in the moment. We try to document it as it is, because our next piece is, like I said, education. So not only, okay, the show happens and there's the behind the scenes, there's hiccups, there's the successes, but what goes into that planning process, like months before you're thinking about putting together this show, what people I got to reach out to, what's this thing going to look like in my head, what's the lighting going to look like, what's this, like you said, the sound. So figuring out all that before is what Digital Trades is trying to do. But
Yeah.
a lot of stuff is out of our reach, or we just haven't done the work yet.
Yeah, I feel like we just put the work in. I feel like that's why we really just got this far. We really just locked in, stayed consistent. Like I only been knowing bro for a year. Like I think it's around a year right now.
I think Digital Trades, like founding, is only not even a year old.
Yeah, not even a year old.
Yeah.
So it's really just a blessing, man, that two great minds came together and we really just trying to stay focused on our path, and like how y'all said, do different things, show people it's a different way of doing things, and people just look at. And I think for me personally, the reason I'm so passionate about it is because, I was coming, like what I was saying, I came from poverty and like real struggle. Like I don't never want to make it seem like I ain't no street nigga. I ain't gonna sit here and act like I am. But I come from the area. I know what goes on. I done seen it. My parents got locked up. My mom been locked up. My dad, my grandparents, everybody I know has been caught in this system. So when I first came up here, I was doing YouTube and, you know, making videos with females and stuff like that. You know, wow, I was wild. I can say I was wild. And a lot of people judged me and looked at me a certain way off of that. So I feel like with me doing the digital trades, I was really just trying to show people the other side of me and really just show them like I was just in a bad headspace for at at that time. Like I was just looking at everything wrong. So once I refocused my vision, that's why I'm so like passionate about the Digital Trades Club.
Yeah, I'm passionate because we get to see people in positions that aren't commonly seen. Like we do a lot of work with international students too. You know, because that's one of our main objectives too, is to take this thing internationally. Like we want to be working in other countries. We want to have this thing be going all around, but it has to start somewhere. And I didn't come from poverty. I didn't come from that background at all. But we communicate. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
And although I'll never really understand the full depth of it, you know,
still understand though.
we have a common vision on where we want to go. So it's like the background is the background, but where we want to go is the now. So we got to focus on that.
And that's like, not to dig too much about like in our stuff, but that's another reason why I respect you and stuff like that, because we do come from two different like walks of life, but look, we walking down the same path though. So that's really a blessing for real.
And the fact that we're here connecting with y'all who are in the exact same majors is like the weirdest thing.
That's weird.
Y'all in leadership positions, it's the weirdest thing. Yeah. And we just figured it'd be a beautiful moment to celebrate. And we got another black brand on here, so it's like, you know,
it's one of my favorite.
Like you said, a blessing. It's really a blessing.
I'm smiling on the inside.
Yeah. Any questions y'all have for us? Because, you know, we've been asking a lot of questions, but any questions y'all have for us?
No, like honestly, like how are y'all actually like doing?
Good.
For real? Like,
yeah.
Shoot, everybody who's like, hey, I'm good.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, of course, yeah, this grade could be better, or yeah, I could be, or yeah, I could be doing more of this, or trying to build this part of my business some more. But like for where I am in the moment, I'm doing great.
Yeah,
I'm doing great.
Me too. Like I said, it's really just me realizing. I've been telling myself to start appreciating myself more. I don't give myself enough appreciation. I just be like shouldering, like shrugging, like I'm gonna do that, but. Like me talking to my granddad on the phone yesterday, he just told me like, man, you doing great right now. So it don't matter how you feeling right now, even if you feeling by yourself, you feeling like this, man, you just gotta keep pushing through because you doing something bigger than any he ever seen. So I'm doing good right now. My people happy to see me doing better, and that's the only thing I really care about.
Yeah.
Like the way y'all be saying stuff, I'm like, bruh, that is like so poetic. I love it. Okay.
Yeah, this is our chance we get to
No,
talk.
y'all is funny. She talking about y'all so poetic.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's actually very beautiful.
Thank you.
I think y'all need to like start writing stuff down and then making shirts. Shoot, I'd buy those.
There you go.
That's getting it wrote down.
Yeah.
That's to make it.
Yeah.
Okay. You got any questions for us?
What's one event that you guys like have like a big goal of putting on or like even being a part of?
Okay, so we actually got a couple. So we did the Film Fest, Grand Rapids Film Festival, like a month ago. So we got in contact with a bunch of film people, photographers, another person who does like this digital production studio, virtual production. So like virtual wall behind you, match the camera to the virtual wall, put you in a movie background so you don't have to go on site. You could just do it all from a place. So we got in contact with them, some filmmakers, and we want to bring a bunch of film people from the city to GV, host like a networking event around that, get catering and all that. Then we have a connection to this very good organic juice spot. Shout out Juice by Jay. We want to do a music pop-up there and just bring students out there just to enjoy some organic food, natural food, and enjoy some nice music. We did a dance hall, like reggae, Afrobeats dancehall event last April at the end of the year. We didn't have good promotion for it, but the event itself, how it flowed, was perfect. The music was perfect. The selection was perfect. The sound was good. So we're going to do another one. AS, African Student Council, is going to do one in the Thornapple Room this upcoming week. So we want to do more music. We want to do more health-focused events, and we want to do more networking events. Those are our three main types of events we want to do because we're tired of like, we like pizza and stuff like that, but we want to have healthy food. Like I know I brought donuts for today. I should have brought some fruit, but time constraints. We want to have some more healthy minded things. Yeah, I want to have some more healthy minded things around our club. So you think of us, you think of fruit, you think of organic, you think of the natural feel. So just more things focused towards that.
Yeah, and collabing with other clubs, like just trying to like how y'all said, you know, y'all like when we go out capture and stuff like that. We want to just make sure we are planned out to do that, and we are connected with the people up top so we can do that. But yeah.
Your top 4 orgs that you'd like to partner with to like kind of boost your name.
That's a good ass question right there.
Oh,
Well, definitely y'all too. Yeah, definitely Y.B.B.W. That's the main reason. One of the main reasons we here. Model Entertainment, Y.B.B.W. In terms of like clubs, the international. I don't know if it's Bridges or I students, but I was talking to one of the international students, and they have like a student org, or maybe it's just a program on campus, partnering with them so we can get and connected with more international students because their outlook on everything we got going on here is very different from the common mentality or mental. Right. So when we tell them about something like digital trades and going global, it's easier for us to connect and bounce off certain points. So something with international students, maybe Bridges, maybe I students. And then the fourth one, I don't really have a fourth one. I mean, we're with a bunch of Black excellence, Black male scholars.
Oh yeah, but that's
that's kind of already in our ecosystem.
I don't know.
There's filmmaker clubs, there's engineering clubs or stuff. We're looking for the clubs that can connect to other clubs. We're not trying to just say, okay, 4 clubs were it. Like if there's a club that's like, okay, this engineering club, we get in contact with them, they're gonna connect us here, there, there. We really want to be connected to everybody. I know it's a bad answer to the question.
It's really everybody.
Yeah, we want to be that connection point for the campus. Like if you really want to up your career, we'll send you the right place.
and then when you say you're like, sorry, I've got so many questions now that I hear you guys like talk. When you say like you want to go global, do you mean like as a org or as a business?
As a business, so if we were to go as an org, it kind of have to be like a chapter organization type of thing, because then it has to exist on the campus. But then I'm pretty sure, I don't know if our pitch isn't really public on how we went to the pitch competition, but I can kind of break it down. Essentially, you're a college student, you're in a city, you want to get film experience or IT experience, but you don't know how to find people. We want to be that platform you connect up, sign up, line like LinkedIn. You look in your city for jobs. We have businesses in the city that offer certain major jobs, and you just send out your resume online, like a condensed resume. They understand your low in experience. They understand these things, but they have jobs for you that can pay you better than a part-time job because it's like contract work. So we want to be that around college cities. If that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
I like it.
And you know, he loves Japan, so
Yeah.
that's so that's another reason too. So
Yeah.
we just trying to bring it anywhere we love. So wherever I move, we're gonna keep it like that's why we trying to keep it mobile as possible. So that's why we trying to build the education website so people can sub and at the same time build an app so we can have an app for everybody to go through.
Everybody's on their phone now today, so we gotta meet people where they're at. That's us. That's us. We could talk all day about this. Yeah.
It's all we do.
But we invited on here to talk about y'all. So we're coming to the end of the show. So we're gonna get into final thoughts about just how y'all doing and final messages y'all have.
Yeah. So if anybody who watching this wanted to be either in y'all position or watching this podcast and was just liking what y'all was talking about, can y'all lead them with some like words of encouragement?
I say know where you are in your life now to know if this is what you want to do to move forward, if it'll benefit you, and if it's actually something you want to do. Because a lot of times it's like you can't jump into this position and realize, okay, this isn't for me, and then just dip. Because when you put yourself in a position to where you're leading somebody, you are expected to do that. You have expectations, you have responsibilities, and now you're looking after other people. And so like your lives are connected, one, just based off of the organization and like what the common interest is, but also because when people look up to you and are expecting certain things out of you, you have to be ready and willing to uphold that responsibility and that position to move forward. I know for me, I felt that I was ready for like a leadership position while doing the fashion show, because some people will be like, okay, you have this question, go to Aisha. She knows what to do. You need this help, go to her. You're struggling with your routine, go to her. And so for them to actually feel comfortable to come to me and like get what they need, that made me feel like people know that I am able to do it and that they're able to come to me to like get whatever it is that they need. And so also like knowing yourself, and it's like what your intentions are is very important. Like if you're just doing it just for attention, that's whack. And it's like a lot of times, because a lot of people, some people, they're not doing it just for attention. And it's like as a leader, if you have one goal or like that's like what you want to do and it's like not positive, but other people are doing this because they actually want to get something out of this. Like a lot of my models, when I interviewed them, I said, like, what is it that you hope to gain from our organization? And a lot of them said they want to build confidence, like they're in a shell or like they're shy and they feel like working on their stage presence, working on how to present themselves to others. That's something that they like really want to do. They want to be able to open up more. They want to know like how to walk better, how to just like showcase themselves better, how to connect better. But if I was just here like, yeah, I'm just doing it because I got the position. So it's like it doesn't align, and then it's like it does not benefit them to actually learn from you, because if they can't learn from you, they have nothing to gain from you and they have nothing, there's no reason for them to be here. So it'll make them want to leave because it's like then I have nothing to offer them. So knowing what it is that you can do, and then don't like aim for the top immediately. Find where you can start from like the bottom, like starting as just a member. Like I did start as a member, then slowly work my way up by doing things, by gaining the experience, by actually meeting people, by putting myself out there, then getting to presidency. Because people recognize what you do before you get to the top by knowing who you are and knowing what it is that you did. Like people be like, oh, you did the Cinderella thing. Oh, you put on this fashion show. Yeah, I did that before being president. Now that I'm the president, you know what I'm about and you know what I'm capable of. So you know that I'm going to keep moving forward to keep doing that. And so reputation is built all the way up to now being president. So knowing where you stand, knowing where you want to go with it, and knowing if what you're doing is actually like beneficial or if it is a positive thing, because you don't want to start out negative with it, and then you don't want to start out bad intentions, because people can recognize bad intentions immediately.
Know where you stand. Superficial
That was
versus
fire.
beneficial. I like that. Superficial versus beneficial. Know where you at. Know what you about.
Yeah, I like that. Like, yeah, that was fire.
I can't even top that.
Yeah.
For my perspective, I've always been one of those people that's like, I want to go out and do something. I don't necessarily know specifically what I want to do, but I know that I wanted to do something, especially when I joined Y.B.B.W. I knew that seeing what was going on and some of the well-kept secrets in our organization, I was like, oh, I want to do that. And there was one position that I ran for that I didn't get, and I was like, okay, that's okay. But then I ended up getting it by default and sharing it with someone else. So I kind of worked my way up to becoming president because I took on 2 roles last year, and one of them it was just thrown on us. So at that time, it was kind of like, I understand that last year was a very hard time for me and that I had to step up. So I was like, okay, so I've stepped up for this. I'm also secretary. Let's figure out how I can kind of further my experience. And when I figured out that I wanted to be president, I was just like, okay, let me figure out how I can best demonstrate to others that I would be either a good vice president or president, because I ran for both. And when I got elected president, I was like, okay, so now I have to lock in. I gave myself maybe 2 or 3 days to be super excited. And then I started mentally preparing, because a lot of organizations, you have to do a lot of mental preparing, especially with an organization such as Y.B.B.W, where we hit the ground running for hair show. And it's like that. Like you have to be on top of your stuff, because sometimes if you're not on top of it, you're going to trip a little bit, but we're going to help you stand back up. So when it comes to even just joining Y.B.B.W, you have to get out of your comfort zone. Like I'm one of those people. Sometimes I'm out of my comfort zone. Other times I'm not, because like sometimes it's a bit too much and I'm like, yo, I can't do that right now. But getting out of your comfort zone, especially trying to join my organization, you kind of have to put yourself out there and make yourself very individual, because one of the things we did at our first meeting was associate something with your name. And one girl, she said something and she spelled it different so that it went with her name. And ever since then, that's her nickname for me. Like I call her every single time I see her. I say that little nickname, and everybody who knows her just says that little nickname, because she got out of her comfort zone and she kind of was like, yo, I'm going to individualize myself from the other people who have the same name as me. So that's something I think a lot of people have to take advantage of, is just creating your own individual self, so that when you are up for specific positions or you want to run for a specific position, that you know that other people know who you are. They know that you're about a specific thing, and they know how you handle specific things. And that's going to push you in the long run, much like Asia said, like, they'll know what you're about, and they'll vote for you or say you should do something or say you shouldn't do something, regardless of how you feel as an individual.
Mm. I like that. Get yourself out your comfort zone. Don't be scared to try new things. Once again, we do appreciate y'all for, coming on our platform, talking to our people, even opening up. It take a lot for somebody to come sit in front of a camera, in front of mics, talk about their life and talk about their story. So we appreciate that.
Yep. And that wraps up the episode 5 of the Digital Trade Show. If you'd like to get on the show, reach out to us, email right here again on screen, and reach out to us, DM us, contact. And if you're a business owner and you'd like to get our same way, you just reach out, connect.
Get your brand out there, man. Stop playing.
Do what you got to do. And that's going to conclude it. We'll catch y'all later. Peace.
We out.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
But we're not done yet. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. I did want to ask you about the Macy's thing y'all did a couple of months ago, because we completely skipped over that. That was one of my key questions, but I completely turned to them real quick. I want to get this.
Okay.
Is this in the way, or is this good?
Okay. So, how did that begin? Okay, so my vice president, Shayna, she had reached out to me because the stylist for it, her name is Gabrielle, she was on campus. She partners a lot with it's one of the sororities, and they do like joint like how to dress with like for business attire. She does like little modeling things, or like she'll have people come in and show like how you dress for certain things, for interviews, for just in work in general. And so we're like, this would be a cool idea to partner with them, because she specializes in fashion. She specializes in like the business aspect of attire. So we like talked to her afterwards, and we were like, yeah, like one day we want to collab with you. And like, because like a lot of times we just model like specific, there's always a specific theme to it, but it's never business really. Like I remember for the Black Excellence Fashion Show, we did have a category that was, we called it, what was it, Black Business or
Back in business or something?
It was something cool. And we had people model like business art, but it was like one round of doing that. And so she reached out to our Instagram and was like, hey, they're doing their annual Macy's fashion show promoting their new brand. And the new brand is called on 35th, I believe. Yeah, on 35th. And so she was like, we would love to have Entertainment come and model the attire for us. And I was like, okay. And so I sent over, she only needed like a couple of models. So like we sent it over. We said, okay, we haven't even done like our auditions for our org, so we're just gonna like stick with e-board with our members currently. We'll just do the e-board, and we'll bring the models with us to like have them learn or gain experience of how like another company does their fashion show, because it was a completely informal one too. So it wasn't like this big production or anything. It was just, we were just on the floor. We had our one attire on, and she like broke down and explained like what we're wearing and like how she had to style the outfits. And so like the day before, we like the dress rehearsal, we tried on the outfits. We were like going through like what like the run through was gonna be. She had like a whole like diagram of exactly how she wanted us to look with the outfits based off of like what we look like, because we sent in our headshots to her. And the day of the show, it was like she had a whole makeup crew and everything. We brought all of our models, like carpooled all there. That was like our first little meeting together. And I was like, here's an opportunity for you guys to like see how somebody else does something and to know what to expect when we do it ourselves. So we all drove over to Macy's. Nice little bonding experience because it was carpooling how we did it. And so models were in my car and Amaris's car and other people's cars. And we were just laughing, having fun the entire way there. And then when we got there, it was like 20 of us all crowded around that one lady. And so the makeup stylists were there. So then I told them, I was like, okay, you have the opportunity to like walk around. You can shadow the stylist. We got the opportunity to have them shadow the makeup artist. And they got to just walk around the mall. I said, okay, be back at this time because we were going to start it up. We got our makeup done. I got my little makeup done. I don't even wear makeup. And so when I got it done, I was like, oh, so this is how I look with like eyeshadow and like my freckles covered and everything. And so we got dressed. And then we had our photographer, Q. He was there. So he took pictures for us. Shout out to Q. And so when it started, they were all like right there. I said, all right, y'all, we got a little outfits on, record, see what we're about to do. And then, because a lot of them probably, since a lot of them are freshmen, have not seen like us model before in this aspect. And so when we started out, I went first. I was just like, y'all see me, right? Look at me. And then she like explained the outfit. She broke down like why I have the bag on, why I have the shirt. I like took off the shirt, had like the scarf and everything. And then all of us did that. And then that was literally just the show, her explaining it. And so that was like one way that we could do a fashion show. And they had fun too. Like all of us just being at the mall together. I said, okay, now that it's over, you guys are going to go have fun. We got the pictures back. Pictures were amazing. And we all looked amazing. We were very happy they were able to do it. They all had a really good time being with us and being able to mingle with us and have fun with us. And so we said, we're definitely doing this again one day because
That'd be heat.
It's
it
on my
was that
calendar.
simple, it was that easy, and we had a lot of fun doing it. So why not do it again? Yeah, I
I
said
wanted to do like a formal event like that,
prom season
like
or
a
something. I'm
college
like
prom. That'd be
prom season.
fun.
That would be fun.
I don't know. We have
Only
to
prom
look into it.
dresses.
I think you can connect with, what is it, like the charter schools around here? Figure out how to do that. Now that would be solid.
That'd be heat.
I don't even go to one of those schools, and I'm gonna just be sitting there with my popcorn. Jesus.
Well, that wraps it up. I just want to get that little piece.
All right, bet. Well, I appreciate y'all for coming on our podcast, showing us love. It's a lot of people who can't get up here to talk about their life and stuff like that, so it take a big heart and stuff like that. So I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you for having. This was really fun.
Yeah, I looked at my phone. I was like, digital trades. I was so
DM me, we
excited.
feel so special.
Shout out to y'all. No
Yeah.
cap.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all. All right, that wraps up episode 5 of the Digital Trade Show. Thank you for watching and tuning in.
We
for more.
out.
We out. Peace.
Bye.